What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We are once again back here with another new look rebuild as we are back in the Eastern Conference, talking about a team I avoided for quite some time because I still technically have a restricted free agent, but that of course is the Cleveland Cavaliers. I thought for the longest time something would develop with the Okoro, maybe being like sign and trade to Brooklyn for like Finney Smith or something crazy like that, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. We're just going to go ahead and jump in and do this new look 5-year Cleveland Cavaliers rebuild. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated, man. When it comes to the Cavaliers, there was so much like turmoil on this team once they were eliminated. So many reports came out left and right about how the Cavs are going to move on from Jarrett Allen. They're going to trade Darius Garland if Mitchell extends, and none of that happened. So it's like, feels like things were kind of blown out of proportion. I'm not sure. This still feels like a team that could make a plethora of moves at the trade deadline with Allen, although they just extended him. Garland, of course, is still here. He has not moved at this point. Will this team remain the same past the deadline is my biggest question. Okoro is now back on his qualifying offer. I decided to look up his name before I started this video, and it says all reports say that he's more than likely going to sign the qualifying offer, so I guess that's what he'll be back on. So very interesting how, there were just so many things that came out, and it just felt like something was going to happen with this roster, and they didn't really do much at all. So it's just kind of funny how that works. But we're about to get into year one, as always, as we usually do. I mean, with this team, there definitely is a possibility of stopping the deadline. Now, this team is going to be really good in 2K without me doing anything if I truly just wanted to sit here and just watch what happens, because that's, the Cavs are usually pretty good in 2K. But we could also make things interesting and maybe make a trade or two or figure things out. I think eventually we got to choose between, Mitchell or Garland, and then Mobley and Allen, which obviously we're going to choose Evan Mobley to be probably the long-term 5, I would imagine. We could trade Jarrett Allen probably for something really good in return. Maybe Jarrett Allen and Brandon Ingram discussions come up again if something like that were to be entertained. Garland and Mitchell, like I said, they really made it sound like Garland did not want to stick around with Donovan Mitchell, but nothing really developed with that. So here's your starting 5, though. So it's Garland, Mitchell, Okoro, Mobley, Allen, Caris LeVert, Max Strus, Craig Porter, Sam Merrill, and that is rotation. So I am more than okay with that. We're just going to simply simulate year number 1, and we're going to see how this roster does. If I do decide to stop at the trade deadline, of course, Kenny Atkinson is the new head coach of this team. But if I stop at the trade deadline, of course, as always, I will show you guys. There's a good chance I probably don't, just because I know this team is going to be good. But if I do, like I said, I will show you. Today's video is brought to you by 2 softwares that are designed to help you beat the sports books and become a much profitable sports bettor. We're starting on Daily Grind Fantasy's Optimizer, and we actually have a really good example on the board at the moment that I can show you guys on what Daily Grind Fantasy is finding you on the daily. So if we take a look, this is only going to get better, of course, when NFL and NBA are on as well. But as you can see, Asia Wilson points rebounds over 37.5. Every other book has this at 38.5. It would literally make no sense for us to go to any of these books and go to Underdog and say, hey, let's bet the over at 30.5. We can clearly get the best price on PrizePicks at 37.5. And we would not know this if it wasn't for the software, which is why I absolutely love the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer, especially for apps such as PrizePicks, Underdog, or any of those other DFS apps. Which, speaking of PrizePicks, if you want to check out PrizePicks, link is down in the description below. Use code Crushables, match first deposit, dollar for dollar, up to $100. There's no one I despise more tonight than Rafael Devers. He only got 1. So that really sucked, unfortunately, for us. We are just going to get a 2x out of this. But, yeah, that really was disappointing. But regardless, back to PrizePicks. Yeah, make sure to check out my code, Crushables. First deposit match up to $100 if you're new to PrizePicks. And then we also have another good example, Jackie Young under 4.5 rebounds. So make sure you check out Daily Grind Fantasy's Optimizer. You get a percentage off your first month if you're new to it. Of course, use my code Crushables. And they also have an AI slip generator. So if you don't even want to build out your own slips, I will admit that this one, or the Daily Grind Fantasies AI slip generator is a little pricey, but it's definitely for the guys that, really take this stuff seriously. We can literally just click this, and it's just going to build the slip out for us. It's really cool. So we could just submit this if we wanted to. I'm not going to do that right now, but yeah, very cool. It's very cool. It's a very cool feature. I'm not going to lie. And then last but not least, OddsJam's Positive EV tool. Absolutely love this. This focuses on traditional sports books such as FanDuel, BetMGM. We got Fanatics on here as well. I got limited on that app very quickly, so I don't really play on it anymore because they got me on poverty limits. But Los Angeles Dodgers over 3.5 team total. As you can see, the best bang for your buck is clearly on Fliff right now. FanDuel at -166, -155 if I can speak. And we're finding the best price just because of OddsJam's pointing this out for us. So if you want to check out any of these tools or PrizePicks, all links are down in the description below. Make sure you check them out, especially if you bet on sports. It's a great time sign up for all this stuff when you got football and basketball right around the corner. So make sure to check it out. On that, let's get back to the video. So at the end of year number 1, Luka, of course, wins MVP. Not too shocking there, but I decided not to stop at the trade deadline, as you guys are probably aware, because we were pretty damn good. So we had all defense first team from Evan Mobley at that power forward spot, which is fantastic. But yeah, we got the first team in the East, so I didn't think it made any sense to make any changes considering that we were very good. Take a look at the player stats. You had 29 from Mitchell, 22 from Garland, 17 from Mobley, 13 and 11 from Allen, and then 11 from Max Strus. 10 from Levert, and 9 from Craig Porter, and 7 from Sam Merrill, and then 5 from Isaac Okoro. I think the clear, obvious thing that the Cavs need, and I think we all know this, is a really good starting wing, and they just don't have that at the moment. We could have stopped at the deadline, try to maybe make something happen with that, but I kind of want to see how this team is just going to do with a third season altogether, and, you know, in 2K, because like I said, 2K loves this roster, so let's see if we can come out here and win a championship like I think we might, and wow, we might get upset in round 1. Just kidding. We go up 3-2. And we beat them in 6. So it was kind of scary there for a second. But now we draw Philadelphia. So this is going to be interesting because Philly usually does pretty good, especially in year number 1 with Paul George, Maxey, and Embiid. So somebody come around against them. But we're up 2-1 right now, and they even it up. So we got a huge game 5 ahead of us and Cleveland. Best of 3, 2 games at home for us. Let's see if we can take advantage of having home court advantage. 2 out of 3 games. It looks like we might win game 5, and we are going to win game 5. So 105 to 132. Mitchell and Garland 25 and 22 respectfully. It looks like they want to throw Levert some more minutes, which I'm not opposed to. So here we go for game 6. A very important game 6. If we can win it, we unlock the Eastern Conference Finals, but it looks like no, it's going to be close. Wow, we barely avoided game 7. We beat Philadelphia in round 2, and now we draw the Knicks, who, of course, Cleveland and New York matched up years ago, and New York beat them when I remember picking Cleveland to win the series. I was dead wrong. And now New York is a legitimate contender in the East, so we might have our work cut out for us here. But let's see what happens. So somebody come around against New York, and I guess we're just going to... Nope, not yet. So we're up 3-1, but they might force a game 7, and then what? So we got to go to Madison Square Garden, which is never an easy place to play, of course, in front of those very loud Knicks fans. But we got ourselves a close game 6, and they are going to force a game 7 back to Cleveland. So Cleveland... pretty good crowd as well. Hopefully our guys show up and we win this game 7 to get to the or to the NBA Finals rather. It's a close relative game, but they are going to barely. Wow, we barely beat them. Holy moly, that was close. So 16 and 12 for Mobley, and Jokic also makes it. So Nuggets Cavaliers is an interesting finals. We of course have the size to match up against Jokic, which is nice. But here we go. So game 1 goes to us. Game 2, they even it up. Game 3, 2-1. Game 4. 2-2, game 5, 3-2. Do we beat them in 6? Yes, we do. So just like that in year number 1 without me doing anything, you know, I just showed up. I got the, you know, I was the guy in the group project that did nothing. I won a championship. Mobley, Finals MVP 16 and 16. So it feels good to get it out of the way in year 1. But of course, I want to put my own fingerprints on this team a little bit and get another one. So how do we do that? I mean, this core just won a championship. So maybe we don't move on from Mitchell, Mobley, Garland, or Allen. Maybe we just keep it all together and we really find a way to get that small forward that we want. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for. Now, will it be easy to do that without trading one of our core guys? Probably. But we'll see what we can do. Try to cook something up. So let's go to the lottery first and foremost. I don't know if we have a pick this offseason. If we did, it would be helpful, but I doubt it. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so Utah has our pick. It's at 30, so it's not like it would have been any pick that, you know, would have helped us too much, but you never know. Maybe we could have gotten a steal there. So we do need an assistant, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab Mr. Darko. We can grab him. We need to grab a post-defensive coach. We're going to do this, grab him as well. And then let's go to big man coach. And boom. So we got our coach staff completely. Just kidding. The big man coach decides he does not want to sign right away. And, okay, so we're good now. Everything's good. All right. On to draft night. So on draft night, I think Levert and Okoro are both free agents. I think we got to bring both of them back simply just because we do have a couple of seconds as well. The Max Strus' contract and Sam Merrill, who we did extend. And then we have, you know, Dean Wade. So having these two as expiring contracts actually could be insanely... Dude, I totally forgot about Jalen Tyson. Holy moly. I totally forgot about this guy. What the hell? They just drafted him. Could be a huge rotational piece for them. We just won a championship without him playing. Totally forgot about him. What am I doing? All right, so let's go ahead and take a look. If we can find a wing that's making right around, this money right here. I do believe we could do something with this. $14 million should be able to find us something. Now, low-key, we could also throw Jalen Tyson in the trade, but I'm going to try to avoid it. But if that means we get like a legitimate starting wing, you know, Finney Smith, I know makes a right around that money, but I think if we can find a legitimate starting small forward, that would be insanely valuable to us. So I've immediately thought about a couple guys. First one being DeAndre Hunter in Atlanta. I think we could almost get to his money. It might be a little bit off, but maybe we can find a way to do something with them. LA has a couple guys like Rui that we could throw into small forward, which wouldn't be a bad plug and play there as well. Another one I kind of like the idea of is getting Sadiq Bey off of the Wizards, who's making like dirt cheap money at the moment. So we could go for him, and he'd probably be pretty simple to get as well. He just shot 34% from 3, but he'd be a really solid starting small forward for us. But I am going to start with DeAndre Hunter in Atlanta, just because I do think there's a possibility he would become available. You know, 34% from 3 last year, but if we move him to small forward, he'd go up. So let's see if we can maybe make this happen. So maybe we have to include Strus's money to do it, but let's start with Sam Merrill. Actually, not Sam Merrill. Sorry. Let's start with George Nang, George Nang's salary, and then Dean Wade. So we do need a little bit more money in here. So maybe it does have to be Max Strus, Sam Merrill. Oh, I guess we could throw Sam Merrill in here as well. So George Nang, Dean Wade, and Sam Merrill, and it gives us DeAndre Hunter, and we trade like our early second round pick. I do think this could be worth a value to us. We get a really good small forward. I like it. We're going to do this. So DeAndre Hunter has yet to really, I don't know. It feels like in Atlanta, he's always been solid, but nothing like they drafted, I feel like. So if we maybe bring him into Cleveland, which I love the idea of him bringing him over. So I like that a lot. So we get him, which upgrades the small forward spot like we've been wanting to do for quite some time. So we have another second. So we're going to go ahead and grab, let's see, what do we got? So we got Zach Clark, Mitch, TJ, VJ Miller. I mean, not that I know much about these guys late in this draft. This is the 2025 draft. Who do we want? I don't know, guys, to be honest with you. So we got, let's see, starter, all-star at this late. I mean, I guess we take him out of Serbia. So Mitch Bojnak, I don't know if I said that correctly, but 69 overall, maybe becomes a stud for us. Craig Porter, we'll bring him back. And then Pete Nance and Monty Bates. We can extend the offer on Monty Bates, but free agency. So we got Karis LeVert, who I think we'll bring back, and Okoro, who I think we'll bring back as well. So bring both of them back and kind of have a rotation similar. Strus becomes a little bit more expendable, but I think we're going to have to probably keep him around for now. And then we do need some big man depth in the worst way possible. So let's go ahead and re-sign LeVert. We give him like a 2-year deal. It's going to be dirt cheap. And then we're going to do the same thing with Okoro. 3-year deal. Bring them both back, which is nice. So bring them both back. Keep the continuity there. We brought DeAndre Hunter in, and then we just need a 5-man. So might have to be Looney because we don't have a ton of money to use. So I think we are just going to go for Kevon Looney this offseason. It's not the best possible option, but I think that's simply our offseason for now. It's going to definitely be, we're going to be a little bit more aggressive, I think, in the next offseason when Strus's contract is an expiring contract. I think we could probably get a really good backup 5 with that. Jalen Tyson is going to eventually insert himself into the rotation as well. But I do love the addition of DeAndre Hunter. I think he'll be huge for us. So we're about to go to year 2. We just got a championship in year 1. I don't know if that means we're going to go back-to-back. It probably doesn't mean that because I feel like I never get that lucky. But you never truly know. Let's go ahead and load a 2026 draft class, and we can simulate this season and see how things go. All right. So we got 2026 draft class. Take a look at the rotation altogether. Power Rankings going to let us 5th overall. We're 4.5 proficiency still. So you have Garland, Mitchell. They do want to start Okoro, which is interesting. So it's Okoro still starting. Mobley, Allen, DeAndre Hunter, LeVert, Max Strus, Kevon Looney, and then Craig Porter Jr. if we throw in minutes. Jalen Tyson, I guess, still hasn't inserted himself in the rotation. We could send him to the G League. Maybe we eventually move him to small forward, but for now, I like Okoro and Hunter running that spot. So yeah, I think that's fine. We'll just run it like that. So I guess we will send Mr. Tyson to the G League again. All right, so that is what we'll do. We'll simulate this season, and we'll see if we can go back-to-back. I don't know if we will, but hey, it'd be cool if we did. So another MVP award for Luka Doncic, but we aren't chasing MVP awards. We are chasing a back-to-back championship. So we do Evan Mobley making all defensive first team again, which is very exciting. And here's your all-NBA, our defensive second team, I should say. And here's our rookie team. So we, once again, are high seed in the Eastern Conference. That's not really too surprising, of course. But you had 29 from Mitchell, 24 from Garland, 17 from Mobley, 15 from Jarrett Allen, and 12 from DeAndre Hunter. So all around, really solid stuff. Things we love to see. So let's go ahead and see if we can come out here and get ourselves a second championship in a row, shall we? So get Philadelphia in round 2. Like I mentioned already, I feel like in year 1, they're a little bit tougher to beat, but I think in year 2, it might be a little bit easier, but I could be wrong. Somebody current round against Philadelphia, and we are going to beat them in 5. So that's kind of what I expected. Feels like, you know, once Paul George starts regressing, the team just gets easier to beat. But now we get Indiana, which is a team that's been giving me problems lately. So I don't think this is going to be an easy matchup by any means. So here goes nothing. Somebody current round against Indiana. And we are going to be up 3-1, and we are going to beat them in 6. No, going to a game 7. So I wanted to test my luck about someone through a game twice, and it has not worked out. So we got to go to a game 7 in Cleveland to get back to the Eastern Conference Finals. Or is Indiana going to upset us here in round 2? Is Halliburton going to get it done here? And it's going to be a close one, but we are going to beat them. I guess it wasn't really that close. And now we get Detroit in the conference finals. So back-to-back years of being in the conference finals. Detroit did add Cooper Flagg, so they finally got the #1 overall pick after years of dropping to 5. So once again, they still want to start Okoro over Hunter. I guess Okoro is just doing much better. Hunter is, I guess, yeah, kind of struggling in the playoffs. He's shooting 29% from 3, as he shot 39% from 3 in the freaking regular season. So I don't know what's going on there. But here goes nothing against Detroit. So game 1, we go up 1-0. Game 2, they even it up. Game 3 goes to them. Okay, so let's see if we need to change the rotation up. Is Hunter back? Not cold anymore, which I guess is good, but they're not throwing him in the starting 5 still. Okay, so we got to even this series up. Hopefully we can do that and have ourselves a really close 6-game series or 7-game series, but we are going to go down 3-1, it looks like. So Detroit with Cooper Flagg is going to stump us here, unless if we come back from 3-1, which Cleveland has done before, of course, but that was with LeBron and Kyrie. I don't know if we are going to be able to do that. And it's okay. So we barely stole that one, but hey, getting a win, this, you know, might be all we need to start this momentum towards our way. So if we win this one, we got ourselves a pretty interesting game 7, don't we? So let's see if we can. It doesn't look like we're going to win it, though. Unfortunately, we're going to get blown out. So Detroit is going to stop us from going back-to-back, unfortunately. So we got Mavericks and Pistons, and the Mavericks go on to beat the Pistons in 5. So we're about to go into year 3. We already got a championship out of the way. But I do think I want to make some massive changes here. So maybe that means trading Jarrett Allen this offseason. I don't know. I do believe we're going to trade Strus to try to get a new backup 5. We can get like a really good one. I think that'd be ideal. So with the 27th pick on draft night, I think I'm going to use that 27th pick to persuade a team to give me a really good backup center, which is kind of where I'm going to go with this, I think. That's probably the best way to do this, but I guess we shall see. But I got to go to attend to something in my living room, so I will be back. Now that I got that taken care of, I want to see if I can get a good backup center on draft night. We could trade this 27th pick, or sorry, we could draft with this pick, but I kind of have something else in mind with it. So we have Max Strus expiring $60 million. So what we're going to do is include Max Strus in the 27th overall pick in this trade right before draft night, so we can get Jalen Smith, which is okay, but I want to see if we can get something better than that. So 14th pick, you got Jackson Robinson, Grant Williams, Schroeder. I kind of saw a guy that I wanted, but I don't know if I can make it happen. So far, the guy I'm looking for is not popping up as far in, not really, not a single good backup center really popped up at all, unfortunately. But I kind of want to go talk to a fellow Eastern Conference squad, and I want to load up our big man spot. And this guy's making a decent amount of money. Actually, a pretty good contract, I think, in today's NBA. He's a good starting center, but if we can get him as our backup, I think that'd be kind of clutch. So, of course, I'm talking about Jakob Poeltl. He's about to make, $15 million over the next 3 years. It goes up to $17 million in the last season. We got like 3 years left in this rebuild. He'd be here for the majority of the video, if not the rest of it. So I think, getting him would be amazing. So I'm going to see if we can offer Max Strus in this 27th pick. And I don't know if that's going to be enough, but I'm going to offer it to start off with. So they say no right away, which, is fair. I think they could maybe get a little bit more for him. So I could throw LeVert in here, who would probably regress anyway. But let's see if we can maybe just throw a few, not Mobley. Sorry, I didn't mean to go that far. A couple seconds. Does that sweeten the pot at all? Nope. A third second? No. Okay, so that's not doing it. And again, I throw like another good player in this trade. What about LeVert? LeVert in this trade as well. Does that do anything for them? So let's remove some of the seconds, of course. So LeVert and Strus in the 27th pick. And they agree. So just like that, we got Jakob Poeltl. So we got a really good backup center, which I think we definitely needed for this video. So I love that a lot for us. So I think we're going to keep basically the team relatively the same. Tyson's going to definitely play this year. Craig Porter will probably re-sign him. And we'll get a good power forward in free agency, more than likely. So that is what we're able to do, which I feel good about. So Tyson and Mitch are going to be back, so welcome back there. And then Craig Porter as well. Amani Bates is a free agent. I don't know if he'll ever crack the rotation, but he's still here. Power forward, nothing going on there, so it looks like we can just sign one in free agency. So Finney Smith would be perfect, but he's just kind of too old at this point. Haywood Highsmith might be okay to go for, so I think that's who we're going to go for. So Haywood Highsmith is going to be our new backup power forward, and we're keeping it kind of the same for year 3. I said I mentioned something about trading Jarrett Allen away, but I think I'll leave this team the way it is for now after adding Jakob Poeltl. And if that doesn't lead to anything in year 3, then maybe we decide to trade away, Jarrett Allen for something else. Maybe that's when we can really discuss that topic. So Tyson, I thought would progress even more, but he didn't, unfortunately. Even after the G League, he didn't go up at all, which is disappointing to say the least, but it is what it is. We're going to load a 2027 draft class. We are going to figure out what we're going to do. We're going to figure out how this team does, and then we'll figure out what we're going to be doing after that. It's going to be very interesting to see if Jakob Poeltl, adding him, is going to, make us better than we already were. So 4.5 proficiency once again. They still want to start a core over at Hunter, which I guess I'm okay with. So yeah, I mean, the rotation's really damn good. I can't really complain about it. Run a 10-minute rotation, and we'll also shrink the bench utilization down just a tad bit. So we'll do that. We'll simulate year 3, and let's get the sim that I think we're gonna get. At the end of year number 3, we're once again a good team in the Eastern Conference, which is what we're expecting year after year. But let's see if it leads us to going for another championship. So we did extend not only Garland, we also extended Donovan Mitchell even more. So we're keeping that backcourt together despite all the rumors that Garland didn't want to stay or whatever. But here is your player stats: 31 from Mitchell, 21.5 from Garland, 15 from Mobley, 12 from DeAndre Hunter, and 12 from Jarrett Allen, and now rebounds to go alongside it. So if this team fails ultimately in this run here, I think it's safe to say we might move on from Jarrett Allen this offseason. Might finally pull the trigger on that, but hopefully we don't have to really worry about that too much. So here goes nothing. We get Atlanta, which is DeAndre Hunter's former team, in round 1. They actually had a Luka Doncic, which is kind of crazy, next to Jalen Suggs. So this could be a team that... Okay. Yeah, I was kind of accepting my fate once I saw Luka Doncic. Okay. Well, maybe it is time to trade Jarrett Allen then. I don't know what I'm going to get for him, but we're going to see who wins the championship. It's going to be Wembanyama and the Spurs, but it's time to see maybe we can get for Jarrett Allen, I guess. So obviously, when it comes to a Jarrett Allen trade, the goal in mind is to get a 4. That we were sliding Evan Mobley down to the center position. So I don't mind this one with Lonzo Ball and Patrick Williams coming back in return. I guess that's kind of intriguing. Porzingis and then Jaren Jackson, I should say, is a little interesting as well. Bringing Jaren Jackson back to this team, putting him next to Mobley. I mean, it's definitely intriguing. I guess if Memphis wanted to shake up on their roster, Walker Kessler, Josh Hart. I mean, there is definitely some good offers in here. So honestly, out of all these, as far as what I'm leaning towards, I clearly like this one a lot. I also like the Memphis one a lot. So I think it's in our best interest, though, to probably go with this trade because we slide Evan Mobley to the center, and then we move Jaren Jackson to the power forward. It gives us a different look. Does it change much? I don't know. But both teams may be struggling in their conference as we just got eliminated in round 1. Screw it. We're going to go ahead and do this trade. We get Jaren Jackson. That's going to improve our defense. Former DPOY, and Evan Mobley is, potentially a DPOY candidate himself in the future. So we're going to slide him down to the center. And now we got Jaren Jackson instead of Jarrett Allen. I don't know what the hell is going on, but now I start coughing all of a sudden. I can't even I don't know what's going on, but whatever. So I'm trying to keep my composure. And I've even stopped to take a deep breath and air it out. But I don't know, man. For whatever reason, still not working. I'm not feeling too great right now. I don't know why I keep coughing, but let's go. 25-26. Couple 8 seconds. Do I care about that at this point? We get Willie Rose and Mr. Davis. Jalen Tyson. Maybe we'll finally crack the rotation. Mitch, we're going to extend the qualifying offer on because, he was an all-NBA candidate when we drafted him. So Craig Porter, or sorry, not a candidate, but that was his potential. I don't know why I said candidate. So Tyson, Okoro, Haywood Highsmith, Jakob Poeltl. I mean, that's all good. So we're just going to sign Greg Porter Jr. back, and I'm going to go cough some more because I can feel it coming. But we are going to, that's what she said, we are going to get into year 4. So let's see how year 4 goes for us. The Luka Doncic wins MVP. Good for him in a new uniform. I'm starting to think we shouldn't have traded Jarrett Allen away. Like, I felt like I had to do something, but maybe I just didn't make the right trade because the team did a lot worse than regular season. I think Jaren Jackson just isn't very good in 2K. I know he doesn't rebound that much, so I think that's probably part of the problem. So maybe I shouldn't have done that. We still have a couple good rebounders with Pirtle and Mobley, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully we don't get bounced early here. So we get New York in round 1. Of course, they're always a team that could have, give us tremendous issues. We got Harrington off the bench. Darius Walker's now a New York Knick as well. So somebody come around against them, and it's happening. And, oh, wow, wait a minute. It is not happening. We actually came back from that. That's crazy. Wow. Well, we're not done yet. Now we get Atlanta, who beat us last year in round 1. So we'll see if we can maybe return the favor this time and upset them as the lower seed. So they're up 1-0. Of course, it's Luka, so probably not going to happen. Maybe. And it's even serious. Can we win game 5? Yes. Game 6? No. All right, so game 7. We got to win this one if we want to go to the conference finals again. I mean, it would be cool if we could beat Luka Doncic and the Hawks here. I think we have the roster and personnel to do it, but it is Luka Doncic at the same time. It's like fighting, the final boss on the hardest difficulty possible, and unfortunately, we lose as usual. Okay, so we got Brooklyn and Oklahoma City, and the Thunder going to win the championship. So I think if I'm going to go win a final championship, it's kind of funny to do this, but I am going to trade Jaren Jackson. I think I've learned my lesson on him, man. He's just not good. Because, as soon as I traded away Jarrett Allen and added Jackson instead, he just doesn't do good. Tyronn Lue, you want to come back to Cleveland? Sure, welcome back. So, but yeah, he just doesn't do good, man, in the simulation. As much as I like Jaren Jackson in real life as a player, I've very much noticed that in 2K. He just doesn't, he's just not there, man. So, we're going to trade him and give ourselves the best possible chance to win a championship in this final season. Maybe I should have just kept Jarrett Allen and kept running it back. I don't know. But I'm going to trade Jaren Jackson. So qualifying offers, Jalen Tyson. And then do we have any important free agents to worry about? I don't think we do. So Jalen Tyson we'll bring back, of course. But Tyson will come back. And now it's time to simply just trade Jaren Jackson for something different. Maybe someone who is a little bit better. Because I like the idea of Jackson, but I don't know, man. Like I said, there's just something about him that every time I have him, things just don't go well. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to trade Jaren Jackson to the Lakers for AJ and a first-round pick. I barely ever get him in videos. I think I've got him in one video so far. So we're going to bring him in for this final championship run. We'll see if that ends up working out in our favor. I don't know if it will or not. But we're about to go in the final season. I'm going to sign Najee Marshall, I guess, to our backup power forward spot. We do have a gigantic trade exception from Jaren Jackson's contract, but I don't think I'm going to use it. So we're going into this 5th season with basically, and like I said, man, this Cleveland team already damn good in 2K. We got a championship in year 1. I think I may have screwed things up when I traded Jarrett Allen away, but I felt like I had to do something. AJ is a damn good rebounder, as you can see, with 16 and 8. So I'm just kind of hoping results go a little bit different with Jackson out of here. And I would not be shocked if we got the first seed again with him gone. I don't know, man. I've learned my lesson, like I said, on him. He just doesn't do well in the sim. And it sucks, but it's kind of the reality. So Paring's going to let us 8th overall. Under Tyronn Lue, we could be... I was kind of hoping to see a 5-star proficiency, but I just don't think we're going to be able to see that, unfortunately. But we will run a balance again because that's what we've been running throughout this video. So Tyronn Lue being the new head coach. AJ is the new power forward instead. Mobley still at that 5 spot. And then here's your 10-man rotation. So we'll see, man. I'm hoping and praying that this is the year we get another one. We got the one in year 1. I would love to close this out in year 5 as well with another one. So another MVP award for Luka Doncic. We do reconquer a top 3 seed in the Eastern Conference, which is good, but does it lead to a championship in this final season? Well, we are about to find out. So 3rd seed in the East. We draw Indiana in round 1, and I'm going to say it. Why do I feel like this is about to end with me getting upset in round 1 here? So we'll see what happens. If you take a look at the player stats, let's see how AJ did with this Cleveland roster. He averaged 14 and 7, not bad. Evan Mobley 12 and 10. He had 19 from Garland, 26.5 from Mitchell, 9, 9, and 9. And then, so yeah, here we go. So Indiana, I have a bad feeling about this. I don't know why. It's just a gut feeling that I have that we're about to just get bounced in round 1. But hopefully I'm wrong. So Indiana round 1, somebody current round against them. And we do drop game 1. And we were down 3-2. So we got a simcast to win game 6. So let's see if we can do that. So game 6 in Indiana to force a game 7 back to Cleveland. Can we do it? And it doesn't. Oh, it's gonna be close, but okay, we did it. Okay, so we forced a game 7 at the very least. Game 7 in Cleveland to get to the second round. This is gonna be super sweaty. That last game was very close as well. So let's see if we can win this game 7. It's gonna be close, but we are gonna beat them by 1 point. Holy moly. Okay, so we get out of round 1. Now we get Orlando. Do they still have Paulo? They do. So last video, Paulo left them and went somewhere else. But Tash Jones, Peterson, Franz, Paulo, Wendell Carter, Taylor Hendricks, Aaron Bradshaw. Yeah, it's a damn good Orlando team. Not too surprised to see that. So let's see if we can beat them. And we're down 3-0 to Orlando. Okay, boys. We are about to go pretty fast out of here. So looks like Orlando is going to get the ultimate revenge here. We got absolutely demolished, low-key. Not even close, man. Well, it is what it is. At least we got the championship in year 1. Even though I did nothing to get it, we probably would have lost to Atlanta anyway. So what does it matter? So Oklahoma City goes on and win it all, and we're gonna end the video with 1 championship at the very beginning. I still like what I did with this team. Cleveland, they're just kind of already put together a little bit. I think if they add some more pieces, of course they're gonna be really good. But they are kind of, you know, handicapped with some of the assets they have and contracts and whatever. And we'll see if they eventually move on from Allen or Garland or Mitchell or Mobley. Like, I don't know, man. There was so much news that came out about that, but nothing happened from it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video regardless. I did my best with this Cavaliers team. I think we all together did pretty good. We did good. Maybe I made a few mistakes here and there, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. I'm going to end it on that note. I'll see y'all in the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.